Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Sitting here waiting for someone that's supposed to meet me for a local pickup. But I guess while I'm waiting, this it'll show up on the sold video for June. But this was a polo shirt I bought back at the beginning when I started, so this has been about 2 months. LL Bean polo shirt. I think I took an offer $12, something like that. So anyway, careful with those heavyweight polos. This one was right at 16 ounces. So I had them paying for shipping, so not a huge deal, but it is what it is. Something I want to talk about, I mentioned a little bit when I moved to a different spot in this parking lot. A little bit on my video about don't judge a book by its cover. And that is, I have learned a lot from YouTube and watching things online and researching things online. I'm pretty sure that I coined the phrase, but I'm not positive. I, might have heard it, but haven't heard it much since when I say it is YouTube scholar. In that I don't know how to do everything, but I can find out somebody that knows how to do it on YouTube, and then I can follow the instructions. So there is a lot of valuable information, but there's also people that are just trying to sell you something. And I'm not going to go into specific channels. Mike at Global Voodoo mentioned last night on one of his videos, which I respect Mike a lot. He's got, he just puts out there what he sells, puts out there how he does it, and if you like it, you like it. If you don't, you don't. And I've mentioned it before, Scavenger Life podcast, they tell you what they paid for stuff, what sold, how much they made, and they give you a good idea of how to do it. There's a lot of YouTubers, though, that they are selling stuff, and then, they're reselling, but then they're selling a course to teach you how to resell, or getting you to sign up for a membership to something or something like that. And the ones like that you want to be careful of, because goes back to real estate investment. There's a lot of guys that go around the country teaching people how to do real estate investment that don't own any real estate. They're just good salesmen. And I'm not saying that about anyone on YouTube, so don't get me wrong or try to quote this or anything. But when you're listening to advice about your business, you want to make sure that what you're applying is coming from correct sources. And one way to do that, kind of the litmus test that I have for that, is the person I'm listening to, do they make more money doing what they're teaching me about, or do they make more money teaching me? So if they're really good at what they do, even though they're teaching, the bulk of their income should be coming from their reselling in this situation. Just like if I was going to listen to some guy about real estate investing, if he's going to teach me how to resell houses, that guy better have 100 houses. So that's kind of, or be transparent and say, this is what I do, this is how much I'm making, and this is how I've done it. That's fine. But there are some people out there that they talk a huge game, and they're not putting numbers out there, so there's no way to verify that. I mean, for their sake, I hope they're doing it, but whatever. So when it comes to me, and part of that comes from people will not make a channel or make videos until they've made it. They've got to a certain level of success. I'm successful in a way, because I am self-employed. I am running my own business. I've done so for a few years. I've worked in major fields for major companies before that. With reselling, I've said it, I'm getting started. I'm just doing these as I go to show what I'm progressing. Something I say now, I may change 6 months from now because I found a better way to do it. Hopefully, I find a better way to do it, or someone finds a better way to do it and tells me, and then it's a learning experience back and forth. That's what's so great about YouTube. The other thing too is there seems to be, so just make sure, kind of close that off, make sure, whoever you're listening to, there can be, little pieces of good information in about anybody's videos. But just be sure, stay out of the drama, that's just a joke. But stay out of the drama and just listen to the things that would apply to your business. And really focus on the people that are making videos that are obviously making their money reselling. So like right now, I will tell you, I started middle of April, beginning of April. Yeah. So April and May, I pretty much had a full month reselling part-time. So I was doing it a couple hours a day or, a couple hours every other day. And just from what I've done, right now, when I looked at my spreadsheet, and I'm trying to find a better way to do that, which that may come later. But my spreadsheet, I see that I am at what was the number? The number I know for sure is I have made $718 over the last 2 months. Profit. So that's cost of goods, PayPal fees, eBay fees, everything. After all that, I've made $718, I believe the number was. Which I show that spreadsheet at the end of during my what sold this month videos. So not bad for a side gig. And the type of sales I do, it's hard to say, okay, I'm going to need X many more items in order to get to X price, because my stuff's kind of all over the place. Some stuff I sell is selling instantly. Other stuff is, it sets, like this shirt sets for 2 months. And that's the goal. That's what I'm going for. So I'm not upset with that, but it's just hard to scale that. So that's where I'm at. So the process I'm doing, if you're doing something similar, that's the results I think you should expect. That's why I say it's not a get rich deal, get rich quick. But the benefit to it is it doesn't, and I've said this before, but it doesn't matter what your background is, what your education is. If you can go out there and look for stuff, list it and sell it and ship it, there is a really good profit margin there. So, that being said, so $718 profit 2 months. What I have invested in inventory versus what I have brought back in, I'm still negative about $200. So I've spent about $900 on inventory. I've mentioned in my other videos, so my spreadsheet also says, if everything sold for what my asking price was, I'd have about almost $9,000 in inventory now. The problem with that $9,000 in inventory is that, because I also said if I took say half of that, worst case scenario, I'm $4,500. I'm probably more like the $35,000 to $4,000 range, just because once you pull cost of goods sold and everything out of it, I forget that that's a gross number. So either way, I'm not in bad shape. I'm actually pretty happy with where I'm at. A lot of those items that I have, I'm into really, really cheap. So when they sell, a big chunk of it is profit. As I go, I'm getting, smarter at shipping and issues like that. I mentioned in another video, and the end of this month, I'll show the Tribe RN pad that I had. The first one of those I sold, I had like a $3 profit. The second one, I've got it to like $8, I think, is what the profit was, just because I figured out a better way to ship them. So just things like that I'm trying to pass on as I go is really all I'm trying to do here. And right now, I make $0 on YouTube. So hopefully that'll change eventually, but that's not a big deal. I'm just going to keep doing it to document how I'm building my business as I go. So right now, everything I do is all about what I'm making, real numbers, and that's how it is. And so that's the people. I lend a lot more weight to their videos when they're doing it. The one real exception to that, of someone being completely transparent that is offering stuff for sale that I know of, and I'm not going to talk about anybody that I should say you shouldn't follow or anything like that, because I don't know the whole story. Chris at 10K on the Bay, that guy shows everything. So he's showing exactly what he does, how he does it, what's in his store, what he's listing, what he's selling it for. And in my opinion, him being full-time, like part of his going full-time is him helping people sell and build their businesses. So by him offering Patreon and, you know, the ads on his YouTube and everything like that, props to that guy, because he's putting out amazing content, and he's putting out just step by step. Here's how you do it. And if you want to join my Patreon and Mastermind, here's what you can do. Here's the benefits I think you'll get, and if that fits, do it. But even if you don't join that Patreon, he's still giving out a ton of benefit. So, you know, but in order for him to do what he's doing, he is putting in the work. He is listing. He is selling. He shows you that he's not doing his huge 10K store on his own. He's having to hire listers. He really shows what you would have to do to have a business at that scale. And he's doing his personal work. So, you know, yeah, he is selling something. Yeah, he's going to make money on it. And he's telling you how much he's going to make on it and why he wants to do it. If you're going to do that, then he is an amazing teacher. And partially because he's not so pretentious that he's not pretentious at all, in that here is what I've done and this is what you have to do to do it. He is showing you, I mean, he admits he's new to thrifting, he's new to a lot of this stuff, but he does have a lot of skills that can help you in your business, and he's offering those up. And I'm not a member of his Patreon. I'm considering it, and I keep going back and forth. And I'm wondering if my business is at a point and I have the time where I could benefit from it, or if I should just hold off a little bit. If I hold off too long, they might be full. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But anyway, shout out to Chris at 10K on the Bay. He has helped out. I'm sure he's helped out a ton of people. He's helped me out too. So anyway, till next time, guys, if these are helping you out, hit that thumbs up button. Like, comment, subscribe, and we will see you next time.